This podcast contains adult themes and language. The views expressed here are our own opinions and experiences. We are not medical professionals.
In this podcast, we discuss our opinions about mental health, sobriety, addiction, and our pursuit of happiness and peace. This is Sober Mind.
Sorry. Good morning, everyone. Judy interrupted the intro music.
Sorry. Well,
Hey.
I'm just not used to hearing it, because it's usually off.
I fixed a lot of
Yeah.
stuff.
I see that.
Good
God, all
mo-
I got to do is go away and things get fixed.
No. Never. Things break, fall apart. My soul gets shattered when you're gone. Good morning, Lee. Good morning, Mom.
Good morning.
Welcome to the new pup cam. by popular, apparently
Apparently, they're more popular than we are.
yeah, show gets a lot of views when there's a dog in there. It's just human nature. Good morning. My name is John,
I'm Judy.
and this is Sober Mind.
And this is Ozzy and Puka.
Yeah. Here we have grown folk conversations where we talk about our mental health, sobriety, our spiritual progress in life, and just anything else we can talk about that has something to do with our brains
And our sobriety.
and our sobriety.
With a couple drunken escapades thrown in there.
Babe, I missed you big time last week.
I miss being here.
Yeah.
Although I went for a very good reason.
Yeah. Well, a sad reason, but necessary reason.
Yes.
Judy, as you guys know, she went to a funeral.
I lost my Aunt Debbie, and it was very sad, but we're very glad that she's no longer suffering.
Yeah.
Because she was having a hard time breathing and yeah, so she's no longer suffering now, but it was kind of brought up a whole bunch of memories, and being in a state where marijuana is legal and me being a pothead. Former pothead.
Very important caveat.
There was a lot of temptation for me, because I mean, I could have just walked into any dispensary and purchased some edibles and ate them like candy and got really high. But especially to dull some of the pain that I was going through and the loss that I was going through, it would have been very easy to do that, but I didn't.
Yeah, let's talk about that in a sec. First, let's get to gratitude.
Oh, go.
Oh, you want me to go?
Yeah.
Okay. I have gratitude. This is going to be a long gratitude.
Good thing we're sitting down.
Yes. I'm very thankful for me, you, and Dad being sober. So just to give some history for all of y'all that may not know, Judy and I and her dad, whom affectionately I call Dad because he's the only dad I have. True story. We moved into this house together 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I had to do the math real quick. Yeah, this November it'll be 3 years.
Yes.
And before that, we were living in a small town right down the road, and we each had separate houses, but we all three...
Right next door to each other, but they were separate houses.
Yeah. All three of us drank very heavily.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, Dad was drinking a lot of whiskey, which
Mm-hmm.
was, at his age, just not agreeing with him anymore.
And unfortunately, it wasn't good quality either.
No. And Judy and I were drinking anything and everything, and we were, well, mentally and spiritually not intact.
No.
And because of that, we weren't doing a good job of taking care of Dad, who needed a little bit of guidance, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't necessarily our intention to move in together, and then we didn't scheme to become sober and then wrangle Dad into getting sober either. That was not our intention, but I love
Just
fate.
Happy coincidence.
Yep, I love fate because fate has a way of course correcting things. And after Judy and I got sober, Dad still drank for a while, but we were able to much better articulate our concerns
Mm-hmm.
for someone at his age to continue drinking, no matter if it's even in a moderate amount. Our concern was about mental decline.
Yeah, and with my dad being in Mensa, he's known for being very, very smart, and we were noticing that his cognitive ability was going downhill.
Especially on days that he would overconsume the beer. The next day he wouldn't feel it, but we could tell he was in a hangover state to where. Anyway, so
I gotta say, the moving here to this new house and moving in together was the best thing we've ever done.
yes,
It's the best decision we could have made,
yes,
because it kickstarted us into our own sobriety, which in turn he was able to witness us going through it and the benefits of our sobriety. So I think it was easier for us to talk to him and suggest, convince, cajole, whatever we did to get him to stop drinking hard alcohol.
I know we check in with him and he says that he doesn't notice a difference, but it's a marked difference.
We do.
There was times, and I'll just be candid and transparent. I don't think he would mind, where we would go over to his house and he would have a huge bruise from his armpit down to his thigh, and it's like, Dad, how in the hell did that happen? Oh, I bumped into the wall or something. It's like,
Yeah. No.
So those things are concerning, and those things don't happen anymore. And so where my gratitude came from was, out of the blue yesterday during our Friday movie takeout day. It's our new tradition. We get some takeout and we watch a movie, us three, and we really have a good time. Oh, and when we say watch movies, some of them aren't necessarily in the movie class. We intentionally watch cheese, like
big time
the Expendables and the new Rambo series and those, because
the latest Raiders of the Lost Ark. Blech.
Deadpool, all those just super high action movies that are fun. Anyway, so
you know what? I've never seen my dad watch a movie and actually sit there and giggle while he watches a movie.
Yeah.
But I've seen him do it when watching these movies.
Yep, he chuckles. So I made a comment because it just popped in my head, and I realized the other day that, and I told all of us, I said, I'm really glad we're cohabitating together. I said, if it was now and we were in our old position, oof. I think it's good to have hindsight like this and to be able to play the what if game sometimes, because I can promise you that all three of us would be in a really bad place right now.
Mm-hmm.
All
mentally and physically.
Yes. I don't want to sit here and do if this then that, but we would be in a fucking horrible spot.
Mm-hmm.
So
that's almost a guarantee.
Yep. As I was writing my gratitude out this morning, I realized that the three of us are healthier now from a mental, physical, and spiritual perspective
mm-hmm.
than we were 10 years ago.
Yeah. Yeah, most definitely.
So Dad moved out here in 2014,
mm-hmm.
and all three of us were not doing well.
No.
So here we are, doing good.
Yes.
There's always room to grow. And there's an opportunity for us to continue blossoming, but we're getting there.
Yep.
Okay. So we'll wrap that up. Told you that was a long ass gratitude. But my main concern was you and I were starting to feel a cognitive shift towards the latter parts of our drinking career.
Yes.
I mean, to where short-term memory, long-term memory was really starting to get impacted.
Yes.
And that's a thing.
Things were going so bad that we couldn't keep ignoring them at that point.
Yeah. I talked about that a little bit on last week's show about the feelings I would get and my micro seizures. But let's be honest, my main concern from the outside looking at the situation was mm-hmm. I didn't want Dad to get dementia. And you can't call it early onset when you're in your 80s. So he's doing very well.
He's doing very well.
I got it from watching another therapist on YouTube. And they said that if you are in a position to tell a friend or a loved one that is doing something that is going to have long-term impact on them, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Can you visualize yourself sitting in the hospital bed going, oh man, I wish I would have said something? No, fuck that.
Yeah.
So, and that's literally in one of the conversations that we had with Dad, as we said, we'd hate to be in a position to where you're laying in bed, getting your ass cleaned and slipping into a dementia state. And then Judy and I are driving home going, man, we should have said something a couple years ago.
Yeah.
So,
shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Yeah. And I know that's tough. But if you can see something that has a potential long-term fix, then God damn it,
it's not going to hurt to mention something.
Well,
if they get upset at you, that's a risk you're going to have to take. At least you know that you've taken the step to help.
Yeah, babe, but that's a tough one in people's situations.
It is a tough one. It's
you and I didn't say it to each other for decades.
I know. But being sober now.
Yeah, being sober now.
Hindsight's 20/20. But yeah. I would rather have somebody say something than, suffer the repercussions later and said I should have told you before.
Yeah. I wish I would have helped you.
Yeah.
Duh. Marcus, my dear friend, spreading love from California. Thank you for joining, bud. Michelle, thank you. Good morning. Thanks for joining. Michelle, we got the pupper cam up there for you. That's a permanent new addition. I just have to bring their beds down here every time we start the show. So,
and hope that they stay there the whole show.
Yep. Lisa. Yes, Lisa. Lisa regurgitates our banner. I love it.
Well, it's so true. It is so true.
All right, let's cruise along. That's my long gratitude. What's yours?
My gratitude is coming from the week that I've had. My gratitude is for still having family around and for being sober enough to appreciate the family that I have, and to be able to build stronger relationships with my family that I have, because now I know that it's a good idea. And it's something that I want to do, and it's something that I have enough courage and strength to do, because I'm not suffering from the shame of alcoholism and drug addiction. Before, when I had family, I didn't reach out because I was so wrapped up in my own garbage that I didn't want to reach out because of the amount of shame that I felt. And I was afraid that there was going to be judgment, so I just didn't reach out. But I'm glad that I'm in the situation that I am now, to be able to reach out and enjoy the rest of my family for the rest of my life.
That's a deep one.
That's what I'm grateful for.
Yeah. So so we did our gratitude, and I interrupted you because we promised we'd always try to do gratitude, because you know me, I get into a story and it lasts an hour long, and there you go. But I paused you about the experience that you were going through with being surrounded by your former vice, which was
marijuana,
the devil's lettuce.
Oh, that was my drug of choice. If I could,
Satan's arugula.
If I had a choice between marijuana and alcohol, I would have chosen marijuana, hands down. But I didn't have a choice. So
I just heard your sister from California go, "Oh, here, sister." We heard you, Michelle, loud and clear.
Yes. It was a hard struggle. It was really hard struggle.
What happened? You were overwhelmed. It sounds like you were overwhelmed with all the emotion and everything that was going on.
Yeah, there was a lot of memories that came back for me from when I was a kid that I had completely forgotten about. So when all of those memories came flushing back, and realizing that I was not close to them later on in my life.
You felt regret for not being close to them?
Yes, I did. I felt regret for not being close to them. I felt regret for not reaching out while I was drunk and while I was high, and I'll do that tomorrow. I'll call them next week. That just kept expanding until, a couple of years later, I go back there and I see them, and I haven't seen them in years, 10, 15 years. And then going there during their funeral and, seeing a whole bunch of pictures. Oh, that killed me. Seeing all those pictures of times when I was young and they were young, and how I knew them as the picture of them that I have in my mind from when I was a girl. It was hard. It was really hard.
Yeah.
So it would have been really easy to just go into any dispensary and get some gummies just to numb all of that pain and hurt and grief and shame and why didn't I do this? Why didn't I do that? Which leads to nothing. But, your brain is going to tell you whether you want it or not. So I could have easily just numbed it all and not have to deal with it. And that would have been my previous modus operandi.
Yeah, both of us. I don't think I have the tissues down here, babe.
That's okay.
Well, thank you for being vulnerable. I know that was a lot to go through, but you know what?
It was difficult.
These are the moments that, as sober people, we confront and we deal with, right?
Yeah.
So you got through it and you coped.
Yeah.
And you navigated thoughts and emotions in a sober fashion, and you came out on the other side.
I put a good foundation for stronger relationships with those in my family as well. So
Yeah.
that was nice.
But I would challenge you to not be so hard on yourself about not staying in touch.
About previous history.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. I know it doesn't solve anything. It just makes me feel shittier. But when you're in the midst of that, of all of those emotions and everything, it gets hard to navigate. It gets kind of hard to listen to your inner wisdom saying, you know what, it's okay. That happened in a previous life. You can do nothing about it. All you can do is move forward.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's hard to listen to that when you're in the middle of it. But once I was able to get out of that situation, I mean, I'm still, obviously it still affects me, but my inner voice is more, not realistic. It's
Pronounced.
yes, that my inner wisdom is more pronounced. Not necessarily my inner voice, but my inner wisdom is more pronounced, and I'm able to move forward in a healthier way.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, you did good. But again, don't be hard on yourself about the staying in touch, with extended family. It's also a two-way street.
Very much so, but they are much busier than I am. They have children and they're still busier than I am.
We can
but
all
still,
do a 10-second text. It's
That's
not a big
true.
deal.
And I've made a promise to myself that I'm going to initiate more of those texts of just checking in. Just letting them know that I'm thinking of them and leave it at that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, good job for going through that and navigating your battlefield of emotions.
Yeah, and then severe temptation.
Yeah, but babe, as soon as if you would have consumed something, you would have wild remorse. And and it would have made it 100 times more dramatic.
Oh yeah, I did play the tape forward.
Yeah.
The minute I consumed, I would have felt like shit.
Yeah, and then the next day, and then
Then
telling me.
Yeah, that would have been brutal.
Yeah.
To have to come home and tell you what I did. But I didn't. I stayed clean. And I feel pretty good about it.
Yeah, I'm going to have to, I think you and I need to do a deep dive introspection on how we would handle one of us falling off the wagon. I don't know what that would look like. What our experts say is that, we can relapse as a part of sobriety, and that a supporting loved one would support. Of course I would support, but man, the hurt that I would feel if you did that, vice versa. If I were to drink, especially out of town on something and then tell you about it, that would be a rough situation for you.
I would probably need to take a few minutes before I tackle that.
Yeah.
I would need some space.
Yeah.
To make sure that I'm coming at you from a place of love and compassion and not a place of judgment.
Yeah.
Because there would be initial judgment.
Yeah.
I'd be pissed.
Yeah. Okay, well, what we're doing is probably an unhealthy what if game right now. But, I'd be curious, maybe in December, I'd be curious to talk to Michelle and Guy about this, because
yeah,
Not that they have relapsed, but you know,
They might have better insider
Insight.
information. Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Today's discussion, that was just the hors d'oeuvre.
Yeah.
Today's discussion is around, okay, hold on, let me back. Let's do some administrative stuff. You guys, we are 11 subscribers away from hitting 3,000. So,
Yes.
yeah,
So excited about that.
we're getting there. Lee says, Judy, so good to hear you talk about this. I have the same thing with distant family. Regrets on being disconnected.
Yeah. Yeah. It's hard. I feel like I feel like I should be there. I should be that family member that's helpful and always there and for them to rely on and you know, to be a good involved family member. I'm just not. It's not. I have to be who I am first, and then move on to what I want to be with my family.
Yeah, well, I think you do a stellar job. Okay.
Thank you.
Sorry, I didn't mean to dismiss that.
No,
We are going to jump in. I think we're going to do a little bit of a video viewing / reaction. So let's get into that. Let me get to the browser section here.
Oh, you still got the pup cam up there. That's cool.
Yeah, we got it. The pup's got to be represented no matter where we go in this situation.
Alcohol is the solution to the problem, and it works until it stops working. Even though I had accomplished certain things as a swimmer and had sort of distinguished myself academically, I was still very much a navel gazer. You know, I couldn't talk to a girl. I just wasn't comfortable in my own skin.
Let me do a quick introduction. This is Rich Roll. He was a pretty famous swimmer back in the day and did a couple other things. I've never heard of him until I watched this, but he is now a endurance athlete, and he does a lot of speaking about his prior alcoholism. A lot of stuff he says will really reign true.
I felt like, and you hear this in AA a lot, like everybody else had the rule book for life, and I was sitting on the outside, like marveling at how people seem to, you know, gracefully navigate the world, where I just felt, you know, anxious all the time. And alcohol.
I gotta just pipe in here.
Oh shit! I gave Judy her own pause pedal.
That is, I can completely relate to that. Feeling like everybody knew what they were doing and everybody had the rule book on life, and I was just anxiously on the sidelines going, why am I not like they are?
Oh yeah.
Alcohol solved that problem. Like, I have a lot of love for it. Like, it gave me social tools that I lacked and taught me how to be a social animal in a social situation. Suddenly I could go to a party and crack a joke and flirt with a girl and do all these things that were beyond my capacity to handle prior to that. So it's not all bad. Like, it worked, you know what I mean? Which is why I doubled down on it. Like, the cure for alcoholism isn't removing alcohol. Alcohol is the solution to the problem, and it works until it stops working. And it took a while before it stopped working in my case. But the ism remains once you remove the substance. You can't blame anyone else. And it's not about anything external. It's only about your relationship with you. And you're still going to be, you know, impulsed by your innate biases and however your hardwiring has set you up to, you know, perceive the world. But you get that extra little moment of recognition to course correct, you know? And I would say that I become, you know, I got sober in 98. So I've been in this thing for a long time. And when I came in, I just thought, oh, it's drug addicts and alcoholics. That's what addiction is. But I've become convinced that addiction lives on this massive spectrum. And we are all victims of addiction on some level, some mild and some extreme, from, you know, the guy lying in the gutter with a bottle, to the guy who can't pull the needle out of his arm, to the compulsive scrolling while we're taking a you know, or the guy who, or the woman
deep.
who
that one runs deep.
who goes from bad relationship to bad relationship, you know, repeating a certain pattern because there's something about that they can't, there's a compulsivity to that they can't control. So I think thinking about addiction more broadly makes it applicable and instructive and useful for people as they develop enough self-awareness to have objectivity on how they maneuver the world and the daily habits that they continually find themselves, you know, falling prey to that are leading their lives in the wrong direction.
And the impulse to addiction, the way that we're wired, it doesn't have to all be bad, because I knew someone, I dated her before got with my wife, and her name is Maya, and we actually did a podcast on gratitude. And what I found about her is she had a daily gratitude practice that was unbroken for 7 years. And she was addicted to gratitude, like literally addicted to gratitude. And it was amazing. She was such a happy person. She forged that addiction.
But it is a practice, right?
Absolutely.
So she didn't necessarily wake up feeling grateful, but by dint of, you know, her allegiance to that practice becomes that which she aspired to become.
And it wasn't
So I'm sorry to break through, but I guess it just depends on what you want to be addicted to. I mean, since we're such addictive people, we have these addictive qualities. Is it just our gearing us towards, you know, positive addictive traits instead of negative addictive traits? I mean, are we just basically addictive people, period? It just depends on which area we want to be addicted to.
I think so. I'm sure physiologists and psychiatrists and psychologists have their own take on this, but we do what feels good. That's
true.
We do what feels good. We do what feels comfortable.
But okay, so what I'm saying is that the ones that I think are the positive ones, the gratitude, the always looking at the brighter side, you know, the silver lining, and always focusing on that. I think those are sometimes hard to get into that addictive property.
Yeah.
Drinking alcohol and smoking pot, really not that hard to get into.
Yeah.
Especially if you've got a whole bunch of shit you want to bury.
Right. So because those are instant chemical reactions. The other part, the practicing and being addicted to gratitude, which sounds phenomenal, that takes a lot of work.
Yeah.
That's not easy.
Correct. And so we're more likely to go the easy path, which is have a beer,
taking a shot of whiskey and smoking a joint is easy.
Easy.
That takes no effort.
No. Because you're letting the chemicals do that for you.
Yeah.
Instead of you actually sitting there for 5-10 minutes every day and just thinking about what you're grateful for.
Yeah. I can't remember who said it. I think it was a psychiatrist, a great one, that said that from the time we are born, we are always striving to be in a different place mentally.
Yeah.
You know, and that's why I told you yesterday, I don't want to be high or drunk, but I want to have a better sense of happiness and connectedness. That you and I have been working very hard on our mental exercise with that, you know, trying to do good sleep hygiene and keeping an eye on our diet,
but
and
still
stuff
feeling
like
we're
just right
right there.
Yeah.
We just need that little push over. Yeah. Yeah. Well, what happens if we stay stuck in this area? I mean,
it's okay.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was thinking, is even if we don't get over that hill or over that little hump to, you know, being completely fulfilled and happy, I'm kind of happy with just still having something to focus on, something to work on.
Yeah. we have to give ourselves grace too. We're not unhappy. We're just
No.
craving a different level of joy.
I'm craving that sleep until noon teenager kind of thing.
Yeah. So again, this is something that I think happens with age. We're in a lot better position than we were a couple years ago during our sobriety.
Oh, yeah.
Marcus has been very vocal. He's going through what we're going through on a much broader scale right now. He went through some physical manifestations of some things that now are having a huge mental impact, and he's dealing really bad with high functioning depression / anhedonia.
Oof.
So he's having a really difficult. Marcus, I've known him for literally decades. That's nice to say.
From what I've,
he's a very happy.
he's always had a smile on his face.
Always, and he's very passionate about digging into things and researching.
Mm-hmm.
He's a fucking super nerd, man.
But he's so cool.
I love him. But so he's been struggling with having that zest back. It sounds like it's slowly starting to rebuild, but
it's hard when you lose it.
Yeah,
to get it back.
This is the ultimate fucking irony of this disease that we have, is that when I was drinking, I seem to recall that hold on, just fucking brace yourselves. I don't want anyone jumping through the screen when I make this statement. Okay, this is just how I feel. It seems to me like when I was drinking a lot that I was consistently more happy. Not when I was drunk, but hold that thought. I know that people are like, "Oh, John, that's just the fucking stupidest thing I would ever hear anyone say."
No.
But I think that comes with the drinking, dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, hangover, something. Brain chemistry happens to where then when you have the good feelings, you're feeling pretty good. I think it's just this constant rebound of fucking with your brain chemistry. But on the very flip side of that, the depressive times that I had and the hungover periods of anxiety and self-loathing and self-deprecation were
massive,
overwhelming.
Yeah.
And I know then people are like, well, yeah, John, so then you would drink and those feelings would go away. They wouldn't go away. They wouldn't necessarily even be masked. They would be they'd be like right there on the front porch with a fucking shotgun going, you drop your guard for one minute, motherfucker. I'm jumping in there. Like I was always keeping those emotions at bay. So
for me, it was like turning the volume down.
Yeah, that's a good example. So now I'm much more plateaued evenly and clear-headed. I think that's probably the other, let me get some background jams going. Probably the other thing that we don't notice so much is that we're so conscious now that our observer portion of us is always having a talk with us, and that's for me. It gets so loud. I can never. I can't drink the observer away anymore and just be like, shut the fuck up. Let me party for a while.
Yeah.
Now it's always emotion, analyzing, coping. Guess what? This is what fucking normal people do. Just go through life and handle shit. And that's what we're doing.
Yeah. I think that's where your meditation is going to come in. It'll give you those few moments of some kind of peace, or balance before you have to go back into the circus. The thing that when we were in it, and I was, in my disease, those happy times were still not true happiness because I was either high or drunk. So it was the masked happiness that I got. It wasn't the true happiness that I get when I'm sober. When I feel happiness now, when I'm sober, I know it's the real thing.
Yeah.
Because I'm not on anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I'm feeling sad now that I'm sober, I know that I can handle it because I'm sober and I've got all the tools and equipment to handle what I'm going through. Yeah, it sucks. Yeah, I'm depressed and having a bad day, or my anxiety is completely going haywire. But I have all of the tools and the alertness to deal with it now instead of the drunken high fake kind of I got this. I got this.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's easier. It's harder, but it's easier. I don't know how to explain that.
No, I get it. I get it because I'm right there with you. This is the paradox of starting to drink and do drugs in your 20s before, all the scientists say you shouldn't really alter not really. You shouldn't alter your brain until you're at least 26. Mm-hmm. You do a lot of growing from 18 to 26. There's a lot of shit happening. Mm-hmm. Growing the meat sack up there. And
I damaged my meat sack big time.
Yeah.
Starting at 10.
Sorry, just hearing you say I damaged my meat sack. It's the meatball of pain.
Yeah.
Lisa remembers.
The meatball.
Yeah. So I know Mom said it, but so our paradox is that we started jacking up our little meatball up there when before 20, me around 18, 19, joined the army, drank, got out, drank, met you, drank. Here we are sober. Now it's like, hey, you're now a fucking adult at 51.
Yeah.
Learn how to navigate it.
Yeah. No tools, no nothing. Here. Go for it. Yeah, I think I also I kind of agree with what the gentleman on the video said. It worked until it didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did a short about that a couple weeks ago. I realized it's like us alcoholics always have a plan that works until it doesn't.
Yeah. And if one drink is good, 2 drinks are better.
Yep. That's the calculus plan.
Yeah. So wrong.
Yeah. Good discussion.
It was a 30-minute practice. Like it was like a legit practice that she did. She had a whole curriculum that she had developed and being grateful for different aspects of her life. And so that's possible with the same mechanism that drives people to all of the things that you mentioned prior. The same mechanism can kick in and get you addicted to those things.
The kind of final chapter in my alcoholism, just to disabuse everybody of any kind of romantic Bukowski notion of what it was like. I was not, penning the great American novel or doing anything creative. I was by myself, drinking alone, often waking up in the morning and having a vodka tonic in the shower and working as a lawyer and trying to sneak drinks throughout the day. Like it was exhausting. It was sad and lonely. I had burned bridges with friends. I was unreliable. My parents didn't want anything to do with me. And, ultimately, I had a marriage that ended on the honeymoon. Like I created a lot of chaos and wreckage and destroyed a lot of relationships and just became, irresponsible, unreliable member of society, living like 2 blocks from here, sleeping on a bare mattress on the floor of a apartment with no furniture, and the phone wasn't ringing. I'd gotten 2 DUIs. I was looking at possible jail time. I was going to get fired from my job, and just woke up one day, after a bender, and nothing particularly terrible had happened that night, but I had kind of reached that nadir where I was like, I can't do this anymore. And I had been seeing an addiction therapist, and he was like, are you ready? And he's like, I got a bed for you, and ended up going up to Oregon and checking into a rehab, thinking I was going to do a quick couple-week spin dry because I was so important and I had to get back to my job. And had this epiphany, coming to there that my best thinking, I thought, oh, well, I'm a smart guy. I was literally, institutionalized. And that landed on me like a ton of bricks. And I just realized, like, I better figure this out because the future is not looking bright. And started opening up and taking direction and listening and letting go of how I thought things should be. And for the first time was honest about the things that I was doing and the ways that I was behaving. And I remember a counselor telling me, like, you have a case of alcoholism that we typically only see in like 65-year-old men who come in here who have been drinking for the better part of their lifetime. And if you don't get this, like, you're probably going to die. And he just said it so point blank, like, I'll never forget it. And it scared the shit out of me. So he said, I think I know that you think you're going to spin out of here in 28 days, but we think you should stick around. And I just said, I'll stay here as long as you think I should be here. And I ended up living there for 100 days, which is kind of a long time to be in rehab.
Sure.
But that saved my life. There's so much capability that resides within all of us. And, like yourself, I've had the privilege of sitting across from so many people who've done extraordinary things, and you see the humanity in all of them. And we project this superhero quality onto all these people, but they're all just human beings who had a dream and worked hard to achieve it. And it's inspiring to really own and grasp the idea that we're all sitting on top of deep reservoirs of potential that remain untapped. And
I think that's what a lot of us lose track of. I think that's what a lot of us lose in our daily life of getting up and going to work and coming home and getting the kids and making dinner and all that. We lose track of that deep wellspring of self-worth, self-power. There's a saying that I'm not a churchgoer, but there's a saying that says God will only give you as much as you can handle. And the older I have gotten, the more I really understand that the universe only gives me as much as I can handle. So what I'm taking on right now, I can handle. What any more, is given to me, I can handle, because I'm that powerful of a person that I can handle whatever's being thrown at me. Even if it's, my anxiety about the world coming to an end, I can handle that. I know I can handle that. During my drunken and high days, no. But the older I've gotten, the more sober I have gotten, the more I've realized that I've got a wellspring of strength inside of me that allows me to handle anything that comes to me.
Yeah. Ugh. I do too, but fuck, I like what Lee says. I was happy, outgoing drunk until I went home and cried and became a sad, pitiful drunk. Took me a while to remember those nights. I had to be drunk to let myself cry. Fake happy, fake sad. Yeah.
Those are hard.
So
thank you for sharing, Lee.
Yeah, thanks, Lee. Okay, I got a lot of thoughts about that. Let's continue on.
Okay.
And our job is to, figure out how to authentically, connect with that voice that is telling us to, unlock something and share it with the world. And if you can do that and then share that story and tie it in some way to service as a teacher or in some way that can inspire other people or pave the way for a better world. I mean, that to me is the recipe for a good, purpose-driven, fulfilling life. I'm much more focused on what I'm doing today and how I can leverage these tools that I've learned to ameliorate, the disease as it rears its head and other kind of behavioral stuff. Like it's very rare that I would crave alcohol these days. Like I don't think about it. It's been so long, but I still have the ism, and that pops up in all kinds of ways and makes me an asshole or resentful or frustrated or, grinding on this problem. Like we were talking when I walked in, like we're both enjoying amazing lives. Like, we're very privileged to get to do what we get to do and meet these amazing people and support our families, you know, by doing it. So why don't I wake up inherently grateful every day? You know, and it's like, that's what I use most of my mental energy trying to, you know, focus on.
When you are telling yourself, you know, that you got to keep going, you need to suffer more, because this is about suffering tolerance. Ultimately, you have to coach yourself. You have to be a good coach to yourself in this process, because it is very, very much mental. What's your kind of inner monologue as the inner coach of yourself in these points where you need to push yourself through the suffering?
I think for me, it's all about being present and comfortable with the discomfort. You know, I think if you get caught up in like, I got to make it to here, or, you know, I'm thinking about some destination, then it detracts from your ability to get there, because you can't get there if you're not anchored in the moment that you're actually in.
Very true.
And I think what happens is time becomes very malleable. Like, if I'm doing an 8-hour ride and you're in this like suffering state of mind, you're not used to that. It's going to feel like an eternity. But when you build up to it, like suddenly an 8-hour ride feels like a 2-hour ride. So there is a weird thing that happens with that I think any endurance athlete would recognize. But for me, it's about it's always bringing myself back to the present moment.
Yeah.
And not trying to run away from it or distract myself from it.
That was great.
Yeah, good stuff. So he says something, and when Lisa was down here, we talked about this in depth too. We have the ism.
Yes.
We'll always have that, and so that's where we're at. That's the part of the adulting that we have to learn how to figure out. It's refreshing to hear him say, you wake up and you're having a shitty day and blah blah blah. This has been my mental health conundrum, and the hypocrisy of me is that on my daily shorts I often say, if you're having a bad day, do this. If you're here's a quick 30-second fix to a bad day, and blah blah blah. The hypocrisy is those aren't things that I necessarily practice. I know about them, and I use the platform as a tool to say that to
you
people.
do most of them.
I try, babe, but there's the video I started watching from the fucked up childhood fairy therapist, the crappy childhood fairy, is that I have dysregulation. I know that, a nervous system deregulation, and that is some days, and I don't know what it's from. I could wake up and I'm in a different zone. The left part of my cerebral cortex is just shut down. It's just grayed out. If you look on an MRI, it just grayed out. My right side is all lit up. So I'm going through my day with my job, trying to problem solve and articulate and have good conversations. That's all emotionally based. It's fucking mind-bogglingly anxiety driving. And once I'm in that, it's really tough to bring myself back down. I like that the crappy childhood fairy says, and it made me feel so good that I finally heard this, is that I know when I'm dysregulated when I go to do handwriting, and my handwriting looks like it's completely from someone else. It looks I can't formulate properly how to write the letters. It's borderline dyslexic and stuff. So knowing that I have that, now I know a couple tools that I can work on to bring myself back to regulation. So where I'm going with all of that in a real roundabout way is that I do often say, especially on my YouTube shorts, that just because you got sober doesn't mean you're fixed. It's nice to hear people like Rich Roll sort of affirm those things, because we don't Okay. Keep me on track, babe. Don't let me go off the rails too far here. But with the advent of social media, we see.
Yes.
I set up an Instagram account the other day because I wanted to post my shorts there too. But I immediately got off of Instagram like 3 days later. You know why? Because it's another tool that I don't think our brains understand how to properly work with.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with the Facebooks and the TikToks.
Even YouTube.
Yeah, because we see other people wildly successful and doing so much better than we are.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all fake. You know, I've gotten in. I've drumming has been my new mainstay for 5 months now, and I'm getting really good at it. But I like to watch a lot of drummers. The first thing they say is don't compare yourself anymore. You know, 40 years ago, this wasn't possible to practice an instrument or do something in life that you're like, oh man, I made this coffee cup. I do really good. It might be years or decades before you run into someone else that's like, oh, you do this? Look what I did. Here, we can compare. Now you have the advantage and the disadvantage to look at this little brainwashy thing and see
Instantly
100 other people that perceive to do things and do life way better than you.
Yes.
But it's all orchestrated. Case in point, I like to see the realist people are like, the 15-second drum clip of me just shredding that I posted, that took me 55 hours to practice. You don't see that.
Yeah.
All you see is, oh my God, this
Instant.
person's fucking amazing.
Yeah. Oh, I'm never gonna be able to do that.
Yeah. So
Quit.
that's what our poor little fucking lizard brains are competing with too.
Yeah.
And so circling back, you let me go off the rails, babe.
I was enjoying you.
Okay.
I was along for the ride.
Okay. When we picture sobriety in the past, I'd always picture it's success. It's now all of a sudden there's maybe wealth attached to it. There's it's the guy all of a sudden now standing on top of a hill looking down like this, and he's like, I'm sober.
Yeah.
And all the rest of you are fucking shitbags. the non-sober. So it's like, oh man.
But it's not like that.
No.
And that sober person is sitting in the midst of everybody else.
Yeah. Now that I'm sober, I'm like,
Where's your mountain?
Yeah. Why am I not on top of that mountain? I'm down here.
I'm still slogging through this shit.
Yeah. Still cleaning out the fucking sewer. Now it's even worse.
But
Yeah.
you're doing it with a clear mind
Yes.
and a whole big shitload of tools.
Yes. And a spirit and a soul that I can nurture, and it's nurturing me.
Yep.
And I have a much better conduit to my relationship with you.
Yes. And our relationship with Dad.
Yeah.
And my sister.
Yeah.
And my brother-in-law.
And Mom.
And Mom. And yeah.
Yeah. Your mom sent me a very nice text while you were gone that said she's looking forward to getting to know the real me.
Aw.
Yeah.
Thanks, Mom.
I wanted to reply back, fucking be careful what you ask for.
There's insanity in those eyes.
That's right.
Yeah, I think the sober journey is so awesome and so sucky at the same time. But you know what? I wouldn't do it any other way. I would not do it any other way, because being sober is so much better. It's so much a better life to live than a drunken life.
100%.
It's not easy, but it's worth it.
Yep. Lisa, you said if you're walking through hell, keep going. I think there was a great general that said that. It was like MacArthur or somebody. He said, if you're going through hell, keep going. Yeah. It's true. Just keep going. What
You're
else?
just walking to the gates to get out.
Yeah. It's just, this life seems to be a constant fight sometimes. It's a good fight. It's what takes work. And you know this.
I think this is where appreciation comes in.
It is.
To appreciate those times when it's not a fight.
100%. I get that. But I don't make excuses about my lack of mother and father.
Mm-hmm.
I have brought it up before.
Mm-hmm. You've shared the experience.
I've shared the experience, but I don't make an excuse like, oh, I'm this way because my dad didn't love me. True story. Or my mother abused me and told me she fucking hated me. That's why I'm like this. That's not why I'm like this. I do think that I missed out on some critical regulation and coping skills at a very early age when those things are super important,
mm-hmm.
because I didn't have the nurturing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then as an adult in my teen years, I got my nurturing was go to infantry school and literally get taught how to kill people. And then they're like, go off to this desert area, but use some common sense. I'm like, I don't know. I'm super confused. I got all these bullets and guns and shit. I got this emotional dysregulation. And then I really fell in love with alcohol because it regulated me in some sense.
Mm-hmm.
And it made everything clear at the time, which was a complete fog.
Yeah.
So now that I'm talking about this more, I'm really realizing that I guess I really didn't start to do any fruitful emotional development until just about 3 years ago when I got sober.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's when we took the veil off and had to look at it all.
Yeah.
Had to look at all the big pile of emotional baggage that had built up over the years.
Yeah. Yeah. Be honest, after like the first week of sobriety, did you wake up one morning and roll over and look at me and go, oh, Jesus Christ. What have I gotten myself? I'm just kidding.
Chew my arm off to get out of bed.
Yeah.
No.
I love you. Thanks for being in this journey with me.
I love you too. Thanks.
It's good stuff.
No, I think after 3 weeks of being sober, I was still trying to get through what I was going through.
Yeah.
Because at that point, I had just quit smoking pot because I didn't quit smoking pot until 2 weeks after we were sober.
Yeah.
So I had just quit smoking pot. So I was in my own misery at that point.
Yeah. And then Dad was running around here like, check out this new beer I just got.
Yeah. Thanks, Dad.
We're like, Jesus Christ, this is going to be a rough fucking ride.
Not interested.
I'll never forget, like about a month later, we sat Dad down and said, hey, you do understand what's happening here, right? You come home and I was into the craft beer scene and you're like, look at this 6-pack of beer I got. Judy, who's this made by? What is this? Like, don't even have discussions with us about that anymore. He was like,
just take your beer downstairs.
He's like, that's a very good point. I apologize. Like, this is no longer our hobby, man. Let it die.
Oh, bless him. It just didn't dawn on him. He was we were so much into that. That was our life.
Yeah.
And it just didn't dawn on him that we're no longer interested.
No, I'll remember his quote. Let's act like this was a beer. He goes, well, I guess all 4 of my kids are dry now. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dad. You may want to take a deep look at that situation.
Oh, good times. Good times.
Yeah. Okay. Man, a lot of good discussions. There's Ozzy's waking up. Oh, that's a good Ozzy boy stretching.
I'm surprised they haven't walked over here because usually they're really like on it.
They're about to.
Noon, they're like, okay, you're done.
When Nessa was laying the other way, it was like a yin yang symbol. And I don't know if Mom thought that was a picture that I embedded in there, but yeah, Mom, see, it's a live video.
Well, they're here. They're right there.
Oh,
Hi, Poots.
the beast has awoken.
Nub, 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 nub. Hi, Puka. Nub, 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 nub. Oh, boy.
All right.
Here we go.
Lee says, I used to gloat and say it was only my siblings who had arrested development. I have just been postponing this work for, 40 years. Yep. Okay, everybody. We're going to wrap it up. This has been a fantastic discussion. Thank you so much for the continued support. Oh, man, we might hit 3,000 subscribers today.
Yee.
Maybe. Okay. Again, thank you so much. Be sure to tune in next week for another very special episode. I don't know what it is just yet, but that's how we roll every time. So, okay. We have awoken the slumber of the dogs.
Yes, the puppers have decided it's time
Yep.
to go.
All right. Great show. All right. We love you all. We'll see you
Love
next
you
time.
all. Thank you so much for tuning in and joining us. We really appreciate it.
Ozzy just blew out the
One of the